Good morning and welcome to Newsfirst Prime Time Sunrise.
Hello there, a very good morning and welcome to Newsfirst Primetime Sunrise with Misha and Silva. As always, let's start off with a look at your headlines. Close to 200,000 persons affected by drought in Polonnaruwa. Signs of an early human settlement discovered in the Kuragala area. Investigations commence into the deaths of a large number of fish in the Attanagaloya. And Malaysian Prime Minister arrives in Western Australia to observe search operations for MH370. On to your stories in detail now. The Central Environmental Authority has commenced investigations to ascertain the cause of death of a large number of fish in the Attanagaloya in the Asgiria area in Gampaha. The chairman of the authority, D.W. Pratap Singh, has said that a special team has been deployed to carry out the investigation.
The chairman of the Central Environmental Authority said that water sample from the Attanagaloya has been taken by the team. In the meantime, Gampaha District Secretary Chandani Gudatilaka requested area residents to refrain from using any part of the Attanagaloya until further notice. She added that Gampaha District Medical Officer's office has been notified in this regard. A large number of fish in the Attanagaloya in Asgiria have died since last morning, while area residents stated that they noticed a change in the color of the water.
Now, as mentioned in your headlines this morning, an expedition in the Kuragala mountain area has revealed signs of an ancient human settlement. The expedition was spearheaded by Senior Professor Raj Somadeva of the postgraduate unit of the Department of Archaeology of the Kelaniya University. We now have online Senior Professor Raj Somadeva to further discuss this discovery. Good morning, Professor Somadeva.
Good morning, Shin.
First and foremost, Professor, could you please elaborate on the importance of this discovery in relation to our country's history?
Well, we are conducting an archaeological reconnaissance survey in Kuragala area these days. The objectives of this survey is to document the total archaeological landscape of the area. Actually, Kuragala and its surrounding area is extremely important in archaeological point of view because this area has an intermediate climatic condition bordering to the west, wet upland in the northern side and the dry lowland in its southern border. Evidence are revealing to prove that there is a direct relationship between the evidence we recovered from Haldum Mulla during last couple of years and the emerging evidence in Kuragala area. Scientific dates we got for Haldum Mulla evidence goes back to 2400 BC. That means the period 4400 years back in our history. This is a very important area because now we are revealing the evidence pertaining to the adaptation process of the prehistoric communities to a new intermediate climatic conditions. So this adaptation process is reflected by the archaeological evidence we got from Kuragala area.
Now, Professor, we understand that you were able to find out more details about the rock temples also in the Kuragala area. Could you please elaborate on this?
Yes, not only in Kuragala but also in the surrounding area. You can see number of cave shelter monasteries. Some of them are still functioning. Previously, we thought that they were individual monastic sites, but the observation carried out during the present survey suggests that they are belonging to a single series that were functioned as a large complex. For example, the cave temples at Kuragala, Budugala, Velipapaya and Diyavinna and so forth. Such a large monastic complex would not be able to sustain without having a considerably large settlement in the area. But unfortunately, still we don't have any idea about the location of such, but we are attempting to identify during this survey.
Professor Somadeva, thank you so much for joining us this morning. In the meantime, Polonnaruwa District Secretary Nimal Abesiri states that close to 200,000 persons have been affected by the ongoing drought. He added that approximately 115,000 acres of paddy land had been affected by the drought as well. The District Secretary added that 85,000 persons falling within 5 District Secretary divisions, which include Valikanda, Dimulagala and Hingurakoda, or rather Hingulagoda, were facing drinking water problems as well.
පරාක්‍රම සමුද්‍රයේ කලාපයේ හැර අනිත් තීරුම කලාප වලට පොළොන්නරුවේ මේ දැඩි නියම් තත්ත්වය බලපාලා තිබෙනවා.
Apart from the Parakrama Samudra zone, all other areas in Polonnaruwa are facing a drought. The Maduroya is only distributing 50% of the usual capacity, while the Parakrama Samudra is only providing 80% of its normal output to the nearby crops. Minneria, Girathalai, Elahara, Kaudulla, Galmuna are unable to reap the paddy this season due to this issue. Furthermore, the paddy fields in Polonnaruwa district have been severely affected. Due to the lack of water in the Mahavali River, District Secretariat in Valikandara, Dimbulagala are faced with a shortage of drinking water. Even areas that fall under the purview of the Hingurangoda Pradesh Sabha have also been affected by the severe drought. Around 200,000 people in the region are severely inconvenienced as a result of this water problem, especially in areas which grow crops.
දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ ලක්ෂ දෙකකට වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක ජනතාව දරුකටව නැතුව ලක්ෂ දෙකකට විතර ජනතාවට මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ දැනට බලපාලා තියෙනවා.
The names of those who have been elected to the Western and Southern Provincial Councils following the elections that took place last Saturday have been gazetted.
The Election Secretariat said that the names of the candidates who contested the recent Provincial Council elections through the UPFA were also announced through the Gazette. Lalanta Gunasekara from the Gampa district and Nausir Fauzi from the Colombo district were elected to fill the bonus seats in the Western Provincial Council. In the meantime, Dulshan Karyavasam from the Gaul district and SVG Patrana from the Hambantara district from the UPFA were elected to fill the bonus seats that were allocated to the party in the Southern Provincial Council.
Today marks day 8 of Around the World in 40 Days, a 40-day world tour jointly organized by Newsfirst and Sri Lanka Youth. The Sri Lankan delegation is currently in the Philippines and will be heading to Beijing, China later on in the day.
Around the World in 40 Days.
We are currently
at Ninon International Airport in Manila, Philippines, and we are en route to Philippines. We will be reaching Beijing in 4 hours and 40 minutes, which will be landing at 11:55 a.m. local time. We will be welcomed by the officials from the Sri Lankan Embassy. Tomorrow we are scheduled to meet representatives from the National Youth Council in China.
In the meantime, a bus that had been parked in close proximity to the Mount Lavinia railway station has been destroyed in a fire. The police media unit stated that the fire occurred at around 11 last night. The private bus which travels along the Panadura-Colombo route had been parked close to the Mount Lavinia railway station at the time of the incident. The police and the Dehiwala Fire Department unit took immediate measures to control the blaze. Our correspondent stated that a second attempt was made to douse the fire after a tire belonging to the vehicle caught fire. Today is day 2 of the Dengue Eradication Week. The dengue eradication activity today will center around all state and private institutions. The Ministry of Health said that investigations will be held in collaboration with the Dengue Eradication Unit and the Health Unit. Educational institutions were investigated yesterday as part of the agenda of day 1 of the Dengue Eradication Week. The Dengue Week will be in place until the 8th of this month. Well, today is a day which cricket lovers will be looking forward to as Sri Lanka take on the West Indies in the stadium of Mirpur in Bangladesh. The semi-finals of the T20 World Cup will commence play at 6:30 Sri Lanka time. Now, ahead of the game, Captain Sami says the West Indians will be dangerous when they face Sri Lanka in the T20 World Cup semi-final, a repeat of the 2012 final in which the Caribbean side were victorious.
Well, we left the Caribbean with that as the motivating factor for us, and it's last World Cup. The mantra was one team, one goal, and the mission was to win the World Cup. This year is the same, one team, one goal, but the mission is to retain or defend the title because we've already won it. So it's something that no team has done before, and we very confident that we could do it. Once we play the brand of cricket we've played in the last 3 games, there's every possibility that we can, but we know it's a game of cricket, and 2020 being the shortest format, it's all about momentum and seizing the right opportunity. And so far we've been able to do that, and hopefully we could do that again against Sri Lanka. We have a fair idea of what they bring up to the table, and we just have to play our cards right.
Fantastic players, but they're fantastic people to have in the team as well. They're world-class people as well as world-class players. So they've given so much to the team, and there was nobody, I can assure you, there was nobody more pumped up before the New Zealand fielding innings the other night than Mahela. He ran past me and nearly knocked me out of the way. He was so pumped and ready to go, and you could see his body language on the field, how desperate he was for the team to do well. So they play with huge expectation every time they play because of the fact of their records and what they've done for the country, and whether it's their last competition or not in this form, that they've been absolutely brilliant, and they will want to play as well as they can in every game that they play in. So we have no doubts about that.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of Newsfirst Primetime Sunrise. It was a pleasure having you with us, and hope you have a great day ahead.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.